What is going on, guys? It's Jimmy from TV Game Boys here, and this is a formal Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 review. This is going to be my hands-on, actual thoughts and opinions about the latest Call of Duty campaign, and honestly, this game is outstanding. I can't wait to go ahead and further sink my teeth into it, maybe play the game on a harder difficulty, maybe even getting into the realism mode, because, wow, just an excellent story, excellent campaign, just nothing really bad to say about it. Quick note about spoilers, there will be no spoilers in this campaign review. I don't even have that much gameplay from the actual game itself. This is just the first two missions, a couple scenes from there, and nothing really cutscene wise or anything like that. So don't worry about spoilers, I will not spoil it for you. I'm just going to talk about the game in a very vague sense, talking about what I enjoy about it and what I don't enjoy about it, so strap in. First and foremost, in terms of the campaign, I really like the graphics. Graphics are outstanding. Even my wife was sitting next to me a couple of times going, wow, I can like see individual hairs in his beard. Wow, he's got like, you know, a patchy beard, or I can see the way that his shaved mohawk head looks, you know, individual. You can pick out individual bits of his little tiny hairs. And it's true, even in the cutscenes, you can see like every little minute detail. In the missions where you're using night vision, in the missions where it's dark, in the missions where there's glare, everything looks fantastic. There isn't a single moment in the entire campaign where I go, wow, that looks strange, or wow, that doesn't look right. It looks very good. Very few glitches, visually speaking. So there's some obviously some pros about that. You know, there's individual blades of grass. The bushes look great. The trees look great. The foliage, the buildings, the rocks, the rubble, the fire, everything looks really good. So on one hand, visually stunning, absolutely outstanding. On a negative note, in terms of things that are more surface level, visual, there are some issues with glitches. There are some crashes. There are some times where a character won't proceed beyond a certain point and you need him to keep moving to continue the mission. You either have to revert to a previous checkpoint or you have to restart the mission entirely. Usually it happens pretty early on, but there were a couple of times for me personally where I was like, oh, I got to go back, 2 checkpoints, and that can be hard to do sometimes. So that was one of the other things on the surface level that I wasn't happy with, but overall, visually, in terms of glitches, very few of them, and visually outstanding. So kudos to Infinity Ward for a great game in that regard. Another huge positive for me is the feel, the vibe of the game specifically. I think the vibe feels very real, feels very visceral. The kind of things you're doing, the missions you're partaking in, they feel very covert. They feel very special forces, CIA type deal, and it really sinks into you in a way that's impactful. I think they do a really good job making it feel like every moment in the campaign is important. If we don't do this, if we don't accomplish this, there are going to be consequences. And that's really important for me in a Modern Warfare campaign, because I want to be able to, despite playing a fictional story, feel a deep connection to the real world, and they nail that. Very similarly to the previous iteration of the Modern Warfare trio from the late 2000s. So absolutely stunning in that regard. Another major positive, again, kind of on the side of graphics, kind of on the side of vibe, is the motion caption and the motion capture and the way that the characters kind of move, the way the characters talk, things like that. Feels very real. Again, I don't feel like it's too cartoony, too off the wall. It's not canned or processed or anything like that. Again, it feels real. Like these are real actors with real opinions and real feelings and real thoughts and things like that. Very visceral in that sense. Previous Call of Duty games, I'm not pointing fingers, but specifically the last 2 didn't feel like that. Cold War didn't feel like that. Vanguard definitely didn't feel like that. This gets that Modern Warfare 2019 feel with these very realistic characters and just nails it. Absolutely hammers it home. Outstanding. It feels very, again, real is the word I want to use, where every moment matters, every line of dialogue matters, every action your character takes matters. Outstanding. Really good. Cons. I don't want to say it like this, but I sort of miss the original actors to a small degree. The original Captain Price, the original Ghost, the original Soap, all these kind of original, like how I hear their voices in my head. I really don't love how they've kind of taken away those original characters. These new actors do a tremendous job. It's outstanding, but there is that small amount of nostalgia in me that I really wish they could kind of bring back. So not necessarily a con, but something that I wish they had kind of maybe given a nod to, so to speak. I do wish the campaign was a little bit longer. I know that's kind of hard for me to say because it is a long campaign in terms of Call of Duty terms, but I wish it went a little longer. I wish there was a little more, maybe a third act, or some other things, you know, in regards to some of the villainous characters start to happen. But I see the direction they're going, and I'm very, very excited for the next game. So do wish it was a little longer, but I can see why they didn't. I am hearing there are going to be DLCs for the campaign. That is outstanding. That would be very cool. And maybe they'll just wrap the whole story up with a DLC sort of. You know, that might be great. That would be really fun to just throughout the year kind of get one new mission, 2 new missions at a time as DLC. That'd be great. I do wish the game was a little bit easier, even on the regular difficulty, which is how I played through the first time. There are moments where I'm going, damn, like I'm getting shredded here. I'm dying pretty quick. Now, as long as you stay behind cover and you avoid conflict, you definitely can succeed. But I could definitely see on a harder difficulty this being a very, very difficult campaign where it's very frustrating, very punishing. So overall, a little bit easier would be nice, but nothing that really drives me up a wall in that regard. Overall, absolutely outstanding campaign. Couple of other very small details that I was both happy with and intrigued by for the future. The kind of building system they have in terms of gathering items and things like that and forming them into other kinds of objects. Really enjoyed that. There were a couple of moments in the campaign where you were able to do that. That was fantastic. Really happy with the way that they did that, and hoping they'll integrate that into some of the other modes later on in the game. That would be very, very cool. So one other side note, obviously, is that kind of thing. I enjoyed that, and hoping to see that they take that a step further as the game progresses, because it was very, very fun. Overall, Modern Warfare 2 was an outstanding campaign. It's a must need. You must play it. I would give the game overall 8.5, almost a 9 out of 10. I think that if the game was a little bit longer, maybe if there was even like a Mile High Club type mission at the end, that would absolutely get a 9 for me. So 8.5 I think is where I've got it. Wonderful campaign, definitely a must play if you're a Call of Duty fan. Not sure if it's better than the original Modern Warfare 2, which I think is genuinely a 10 out of 10 campaign-wise. But overall, really good game. Go ahead and play that for yourselves. If you watch the whole review, please go ahead and let me know who your favorite Modern Warfare character is across all the games, even going back to the original trilogy. Let me know who your favorite character is. Are you a Captain Price person? Are you a Ghost person? Maybe you're a Sandman type of guy. Who knows who you're really into. Let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And I will talk to you guys later. Deuces.